All right, sorry about that. We had a little technical difficulties, but we're back now. So, in your travels around the that part of the world, could you see similarities in language from one area to the other? Did you
Yes,
pick up on that?
very much so. Actually, I feel more. Uh, I feel like it'd be more appropriate for me to speak on that than maybe the natives' opinions on their statehood. But so the region of Oceania speaks Austronesian languages from the Austronesian language family, and that language family has that's one of 9 branches of the Austronesian language family, the Oceanic Austronesian languages. So, in my opinion, the story of the settlement of Oceania and the exchange in culture and ideas and commerce and religion that probably is central to a geography class is the same story as the spread of the Austronesian language family. So it all starts in Taiwan, uh, maybe up to 100,000 years ago, with the Proto-Austronesian languages, and it spread from there. So there's 9 branches of the Austronesian language family, and 8 of them are still spoken today in Taiwan, and then the ninth one is the Austronesian languages that have gone forward and gone east to inhabit the Pacific Islands. So the outline of the language family, I'd say, would be from Madagascar. The inland highlands of Madagascar has an Austronesian language, probably similar to a Proto-Austronesian language, not mutually communicable with a Hawaiian or a Tahitian, and then all the way to Easter Island, Rapa Nui, and all the way down to New Zealand with the Maori. But when you have these 3 triangles that I'm sure you guys went over in geography class, Melanesia, Micronesia, and Polynesia, those are, they illustrate the spread of those languages, and I think that those languages are tied up in the cultures that they represent. So if you think of Melanesia first, that's ancient area. Maybe 60,000 years ago they started to inhabit that area. There were probably already Aboriginals there in Australia and New Guinea, but the Melanesian culture has thrived and developed and inhabited those islands for thousands and thousands of years. And then maybe 2,000 years ago, some branches of those Melanesians started to go north and inhabit what's now Micronesia. And so those languages are slightly different. Also, they've had contact constantly from the west to the east, from Southeast Asia, from the Ryukyu Islands of Okinawa and Iwo Jima, and those kingdoms that are eventually now part of Japan, and the Philippines certainly. So they're a little bit different culturally and ethnically and linguistically. But then the Polynesians are, some of the most recent languages in the entire world. Maybe 1,500, maybe a little earlier, give or take. Say 1,200, they inhabited Hawaii. Say 1,300 or 1,400, they inhabited the Easter Islands. And so from say Fiji is the last Melanesian island. Maybe there's some overlap, and then Samoa and Tonga are the beginning of the Polynesian triangle. And from there, it just has spread over the last 1,000 years. And I'd say that there is a certain level of mutual communicability between those languages.
So they somewhat can go from one island to the other, and they're maybe not could communicate, but they would recognize some words.
Yeah, and I think what's important is that they didn't just leave their islands and some died. It wasn't just a shotgun out, and some landed on another island. They, navigated to those islands and then navigated back. So if they weren't able to speak their native language to each other, I'm sure there was a pidgin that would have developed for commerce.
Right.
It's certainly in the ports and on the wharfs. So I was in Tahiti and I saw a map the way that they made it in the ancient days, and it says just a square of sticks with